Developing your leadership skills and improving your career isn't a complicated process. All it takes is simple and persistent effort. Think of it like getting into shape. You don't get results until you put in the effort on a regular basis over time. There aren't any shortcuts in the gym, and your career is a whole lot like that. So I'm putting together weekly videos with simple concepts and exercises you can employ right away. Little improvements week in and week out over time will reap huge changes for you. It's developing one leadership skill, then 2, then 5, then 10 as the weeks go by, and before you know it, people in the office are starting to ask you how it is that you're doing it. Now, I want to make sure to support your efforts. So this video comes out, go down into the comment section. If you have any questions, I will be active in the comment section. I will be active online doing my live Q&As, and you can always reach out to me, cm@cameronmorsey.com, if you want more support with this week's exercise. We're going to take things nice and quick. And hey, if you're on board for this challenge for this week, then drop down in the comment section. Let me know you're on board, and I'll give you a little hello. So I wanted to start out with one of my favorite lessons and something that's helped hundreds of my private coaching clients that I've worked with. And it starts out with a question. Have you ever said, when you're going home at the end of the day, I didn't accomplish anything that I set out to do today? Does it feel like you say that almost every single day? Well, let me hit you with a scenario and let's see if it sounds familiar. So you're driving into work, you're taking the train, whatever it is, and you've got a few things rattling around in your head that you want to take care of with the day. You stroll through the doors, you say hi to a couple people, you get a cup of coffee, you sit down at your desk, you open up email. And then lo and behold, at the end of your day, you're driving home and you say, darn it, I didn't do anything that I wanted to do today. Well, the issue is that as soon as you opened up email, you made your priorities subservient to everybody else's that are out there. Leaders put first things first, and that's what helps them get more done throughout the course of their day. Now, the way that you can start this is to take just the first 15 minutes of your day and work on what you already know is a priority for you. No email, no open door, no coffee talk. All of that leads to distraction and takes you away from your priorities. Now, before you start scoffing at this, listen, this practice would put you in some great company. You may have seen articles that talk about how early successful people wake up every day. I've got a few of them up here. You got Richard Branson that wakes up at 5:45 in the morning. Howard Schultz is already in the office at 6 a.m. Jack Dorsey of Twitter, 5:30 in the morning. Indra Nooyi of PepsiCo is in at 4 o'clock in the morning. Jeff Bezos is in at 5 o'clock. Benjamin Franklin kind of started it all out a couple hundred years ago and was up and moving at 5 o'clock in the morning. And that last one that was up there, Tim Cook, just blows me away, being up at 3:45 in the morning. Now, of course, some of you will say, well, yeah, they still work tons of time, and you're absolutely right. They do work a ton of time. Maybe that Tim Cook wakes up at 3:45 in the morning so we can call China as soon as he gets in the office. I don't know. But what I can tell you is if you get interrupted by people on a regular basis with email, can you even imagine what these individuals have to deal with? If they hope to get any of the things that they want to get done, they have to get a head start on everybody. Now, the 3 reasons they force themselves to wake up before everybody else and why you need to give yourself the head start every morning that they give themselves is that starting is often the hardest part. Getting something started is the first hurdle in getting it actually accomplished. So if you get it started, you're already on your way. The second thing is that it creates momentum. 15 minutes isn't a lot of time. You're not going to get all 3 of your items done, I would imagine, in 15 minutes. But what it does is it creates a little momentum. So what happens is when you have 5 minutes in the middle of your day, you can pick up where you left off and you can kind of keep that ball rolling. The third thing is you do it before distraction. All right, as soon as you open up email, as soon as you start having conversations, you're going to get pulled in different directions. You're going to have people competing for your time. I like to tell everybody, if you don't think that this works as far as eliminating distraction, show up to work an hour early and take a look at the parking lot and what it looks like. You don't need to be a billionaire, and thank goodness you don't have to wake up at 3:45 in the morning like Tim Cook. Just start with the first 15 minutes of your day. Instead of checking email or walking around, get started. You can always walk around an hour after you arrive. Now, there's a few keys to getting this done right. The first thing is that you want to schedule it on your calendar. Now make sure that nobody books that 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock meeting with you. So schedule it on your calendar. Second thing, notify your team. Send them an email and say, hey, from 8 o'clock in the morning till 8:15 or 9 to 9:15, whenever it is that you come in, I'm going to be working on some of my high priority things. I would ask you if it is possible to delay it, to not interrupt me during those times. My door will open and I will be available at 8:15, quarter past the hour, whenever it is. That's a promise that you're making to open that door at 8:15. That may mean setting an alarm, but make sure that you're available and people will respect your time. Explain that you can be interrupted for emergencies. They're gonna find you anyways, but let them know if it is an emergency, absolutely barge in, all right? The last thing is, and it's kind of optional, notify your boss. Maybe it's the boss that's actually a distraction. Tell them you want that 15 minutes to focus on your highest priority items for the day to get them rolling. It's 15 minutes. Oftentimes, if you get caught in a conversation at the coffee machine, you could be there for 15 minutes. Your goal over the next week is to get your first 15 in at least 3 times. Now I say just 3 times because there are going to be emergencies. There are going to be issues that are going to come up. There are going to be meetings that you can't reschedule. So set the bar at three times over the next week. Close out of email the night before on your computer so you're not tempted to open it up in the morning. Put your phone in the drawer when you arrive, close the door to your office, and try not to read anything on your way to work. That's another way that people get distracted right away. Remember, if there's an emergency, somebody will find you. You can't finish a priority item until you've actually started it. So start your day strong. Let me know how it's going down here in the comments section. As you go along, as you come across any struggles, let me know what they are. I'm sure other people are dealing with it, and I will comment down in the comments to this video. Thanks so much, everybody. Now go get them.